Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. My name is Algana Ramadan. In this video, I'm going to explain about learning and transfer of training. Chapter 4 from Training and Development Management. So, let's continue to the learning objective of this chapter. You can see in the screen. Okay, let's continue to the verse 1, which is the 5 types of learner outcomes. Noe draws on Gig taxonomy to identify 5 categories of learning outcomes. The first one is verbal information, like facts, knowledge that can be stated. Second is intellectual skills, like concept, rules, and procedures that allow problem solving and application. Third, cognitive strategies. Yes, internal process that control learning and thinking. Next one, motor skills. Coordinated physical performance, like operating machinery. The last one is attitudes. Internal state that influence behavior choices. For example, like developing a stronger orientation toward teamwork, ethics, and customer focus. Okay, continue to the next. Learning objective is implication of learning theory for instructional design. Noe explained that effective training design is informed by multiple learning perspectives. The first one is behaviorist principle, support the use of reinforcement, practice, and immediate feedback to shape behavior. Second, cognitive theories highlight the importance of attention, meaningful organization of material, and linking new information to existing knowledge. And the last one is constructivist ideas, emphasize active learner involvement, real-world context, and social interaction during learning. Okay, next is adult learning theory or andragogy. Knowles andragogy, as presented by Noe, describes key assumptions about adult learner. The first one, adults need a clear rationale for why they should learn something. Second, they prefer self-direction over teacher-led instruction. Third, their accumulated experience is a valuable resource for learning. Number 4, readiness to learn increases when the content addresses immediate needs or problems. Number 5, they favor problem, like centered and performance-oriented approach over subjects. So it's center study. And the last one is motivation is primarily internal, like self-esteem, job satisfaction, personal development, rather than external. Next is describe how learners receive, process, store, retrieve, and act upon information. Noe used the information processing model to explain cognitive learning process. First, receive. Information enters sensory memory via the senses. Selective attention filter that is noticed. Second, process. Attended information moves to working memory, like limited capacity and short duration, where it is rehearsed, organized, and elaborated. Third is store. Meaningful information is encoded into long-term memory. Number 4, retrieve. Cues or context trigger recall or recognition for long-term memory back to working memory. And the last one is I. Retrieve information guides performance, decision, or new learning. The implication is training must avoid overload, promote meaningful encoding, and provide cues for retrieval. Okay. Here is the internal condition, learning existing capabilities, prior knowledge, skill, motivation, attention, and external condition. Instructional event, stimuli, example, practice, and feedback. Okay, the first one is verbal information, like internal, existing knowledge base, external, organized presentation, and cues for call. Second, intellectual skill. Internal can recall or prerequisite skills, external, for example, like guided practice, collaborative feedback. Third, cognitive strategies. In internal, we can metacognitive awareness. In external, like varied tasks, reflection opportunities, and experimentation. Motor skills. In the internal, basic coordination. In the external, like repeated practice, process feedback on performance. The last one is attitudes. First, from internal, openness to change, and external itself is credible roles models, plus persuasive communication and positive consequences. Okay. Next, let's discuss the implication of open and closed skills and near and far transfer for designing training programs. First is closed skill. Performed identically each time in stable condition. Like design is like repetition, identical element to job. Second, open skill. It's required adaptation and judgment in varying conditions. For example, like handling customer complaint. The design is varied practice, general principle, and strategic thinking. Okay, number third is near transfer. Application to very similar situation. The design is high fidelity simulation and identical elements. The last one is far transfers. Application to novel or different situation. The design is varied scenarios based on underlying principle on problem solving practice. Next is explain the features of instruction and the work environment that are necessary for learning and transfer of training. So the instructional features during training, first is meaningful, job relevant content. Second is active practice with realistic tasks. Third is specific, timely, and constructive feedback. And the last one is varied examples or scenarios. So it's for open skill and far transfer. Second is work environment features transfer. The first one is manager support and coaching. Second, immediate opportunity to perform learned skill. Third, no negative consequences for early mistakes. 4. Cues, job aids, and reminder in daily work. The last one is positive climate that rewards skill application and continuous learning. So here is the summary of this chapter. First, we need to define key learner outcomes. Second, use learning theories to shape design. Third, apply andragogy for adult and relevance and engagement. Fourth, respect information processing to avoid overload. 5. Match internal and external condition to each outcome. 6 is design practice or for skill type, open or close, and transfer distance, near or far. The last one is support transfer through strong instructional and workplace condition. Okay, and here is the case study of case safety first. So BNSF very well is a major North American freight railroad operating over 32,000 miles of track. It's transport agricultural, consumer, and industrial product and coal. Safety is the company's top priority above all other goals, including productivity. BNSF achieves safety through well-trained employees who share a common vision of an injury and incident-free workplace and actively look out for one another. Thanks to employee commitment, well-maintained infrastructure and equipment, and prepared communities, so BNFS is recognized as a safety leader in the rail industry. So the approaching other about safety or AS program trains all BNSF employees. Currently, 450 employees serve as peer trainers. These employees are chosen as trainers because they are best positioned to protect themselves and their colleagues. The main goal of AOAS is to build employee confidence in giving and receiving feedback about safe and unsafe behavior conditions. So the training emphasizes first importance of positive recognition for safe work. Second, constructive correction when unsafe action and risks are observed. And the third is common high-risk exposure that cause most injuries, such as walking near trains, working around rails and equipment, pinch point between cars, and climbing on or off locomotive and cars. Okay, so what's the learning point of this case? So the learning point from the BNSF Railway safety first case is that effective safety in high-risk industries like railroading relies on peer-to-peer accountability and proactive feedback, rather than just top-down rules or equipment maintenance. Through the Approaching Others About Safety or AOAS program, employees are trained to confidently give and receive constructive feedback, praising safe behavior and correcting unsafe ones, while focusing on the most common injury risks like walking near trains, pinch point, and climbing equipment. This peer-led approach builds a strong safety culture, empowers workers to look out for each other, and drive measurable reduction in injuries and accidents by encouraging shared responsibility and real-time intervention on the job. So maybe that's all my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.